Our next story, we're going to be talking to the leader of One South Africa movement, Mmusi Maimane, who's heading to court to challenge the decision to reopen schools. He's taken the legal route after government apparently failed to respond to his letter asking for an explanation on its move. Maimane is joining us now via Skype, as I've said, from the mother city. Good morning, Mr. Maimane. Seemingly, from what I can interpret, you've written to government, you haven't had a response, and you've decided that, no, you're going to look for assistance from the courts.
Good morning, and good morning to all fellow South Africans. This is a very crucial matter as it speaks to the constitutional provisions that speak to the right to life, the right to education, and the rights of a child. And therefore, when we wrote to the Minister of Education, we wanted to make sure that they give us rational reasons why they believe the schools are safe for all learners to return in. And they could not satisfy us with those. And ultimately, the only alternative we're left with is to ask the court to play a supervisory order to ensure that our schools are safe. None more than ever, I more than most, want all our kids to return to school. But surely it is not a matter of a choice whether they choose to stay at home and be uneducated or go to school where they could risk contracting a virus that could kill them. It is actually that we must guarantee the safety of every learner. And only the Concord can give us that, because clearly the Department of Basic Education cannot do that.
When is your matter coming before court, Mr. Maimane?
Well, we have filed before the Constitutional Court, and those papers will be served, were served yesterday, and we will await direction from the Concord as these matters speak to the constitutionality of the right to life, the right to education, and ultimately the right of every child in our country.
Are you hoping there'll be an appreciation by the Concord of the urgency of the matter? I'm asking this because we understand from relevant stakeholders, including the Minister of Basic Education, that on Thursday there'll be a further consultation with the relevant role players on whether or not the schools are ready to open on Monday.
Absolutely. The matter speaks to the broader context of our country's management of this COVID-19 pandemic. It's how much safety do you put for all citizens, and therefore the move from level even 4 to level 3 is going to be crucial in us understanding how well we can safeguard the lives of all our people. And so we are hoping that the Concord can recognize the urgency of the matter and be able to at least play that role, because we want to ensure that all learners and all citizens are safe in this matter. It's not just kids, it's the parents of those kids, it's the headmasters, and we cannot perpetuate a system upon which some can go back and others can't. We want all our kids to get back at the same time to safe schools.
So for your perspective and for One South Africa movement, if, for instance, on Thursday, government says only 80% or let's say 90% are ready, you'll still not be satisfied that there's an outstanding 10% that won't be going back to school?
Well, if you do the numbers, we're discussing at least 3 million people returning back to school on whatever the date they've prescribed. So if at 10% we're discussing a fraction of those people, how many people must be willing to die? At which point are we willing to put them at risk? Are we not perpetuating the same inequalities upon which, even at a small fraction, people are risking their lives? And therefore, I don't think we should give them a 90% pass rate. That's the first issue. The second issue is it's only on the word of the Department of Basic Education. Who am I to believe them? They were the same Department of Basic Education who said the textbooks will be delivered on time, and some schools still didn't get textbooks at the time prescribed. It's the same department that said they were ready last week, and now this week they're reiterating the same message. Who is to verify this information? And that's why I'm asking in the same matter as what we did in the SASA court, the SASA case, to say the court can play a supervisory role, that actually the Constitutional Court must be able to do likewise, so that all kids in our country are safe and all our schools can protect the learner.
So that safety issue is paramount, and that means only one thing in what I understand from a COVID-19 perspective, that there's personal protective equipment is available to the teachers and staff who work on the grounds of the schools, and that each and every learner is given a mask, and that there's sanitization, and there has been deep cleaning of the schools before learners can walk into that school.
Completely, and it's even on the basis of the guidelines of the department. But we must go further. Our kids are transported in vehicles that are often packing them as sardines. But more than that, even the supply of basic water, even the ensuring that there might be some opportunity for a teacher to have testing so that we know that we're not creating an environment upon which there's a petri dish for the virus to spread around. This is a matter of life and death, and we cannot be sending our kids in a space that would risk their lives.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mmusi Maimane, the leader of One South Africa movement, heading to court, asking the CONCO to play a supervisory role in this matter of the reopening of schools.